So we will chant Om 3 times, followed by the invocation shlokas. It's correct. Inhale deeply. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vedvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Good morning, everyone. Hari Om. Since we are meeting almost after 4 weeks, we will just summarize. Where we are, right? We are in chapter 7 of Gita, where Bhagavan has promised that he is going to teach the Jnana Vijnana Yoga. So that means that he is going to teach the knowledge in such a way that it becomes our own wisdom. He started off saying that the world is, like the entire samsara, the universe that we see is made up of 8 components, Panchamahabhutas, plus Ahankara, Mana, and Buddhi. Then he said that other than this, so all of this is him alone. And he called himself as his own lower prakriti. And then different from this lower prakriti is a higher prakriti, which is Jiva Bhuta, which is the Chit aspect, Sat aspect, okay? His Satchidananda aspect. Now this, again, he has called as his own prakriti again. He called it as his higher prakriti. Then he just confirmed that there's nothing other than him, and he is holding this entire universe as if a thread is holding the entire necklace of beads. Again, the thread that is holding this necklace is invisible, and whereas these beads come in different colors and shapes and sizes, right? So what it means is that the world of plurality that we see may appear different. However, the one internally that is holding that Satchidananda Swarupa is one and same. Now this knowledge, however, cannot be seen because of Maya. And when this is not seen by Maya, and when people are not focused on that, they are called as Mudhaha. Mudhaha means they are deluded people. Once there is a delusion, then there will be different levels of delusion. Like, for example, let us say if a person is atheist, just because a person is atheist doesn't mean that he is a bad person. In fact, many atheists are good people and much better than the so-called religious people because they don't believe in God, they take responsibility for their own actions. I am responsible for my own actions, so I need to do things for myself. So they're not waiting for someone to help them or etc. Right? But it doesn't mean that all atheists are good people, all atheists are bad people. So just like the people who believe in God necessarily are not good people, there are bad people among them as well. So when the focus is shifted away from God, what happens is that there's a different levels of texture. Some people may be just corrupt. Some people may be not just corrupt, but they also do evil things. And like that, right? So here, now, among those people who are deluded, Bhagwan has said that, okay, so these uh, Mudhaha, some are Asuraha, some are Rakshasaha, like that. He categorized, meaning like where their jnana is stolen away because some of them are actually called as Naradhama. So that means that lower among the human beings is Naradhama, and their jnana, meaning their knowledge, is stolen away from them because they are looking at their asuras. Asuras means sura is that daivatva, devatva, meaning like something that is more permanent. Asura means non-permanent, meaning that their mind is reveling in something that is non-permanent, meaning that is things of the world. So this is how they are. But however, not everybody is like that. Some people are also turning their attention to God. Those people who are turning their attention to God, they are called as devotees or bhaktas. Again, he categorized them into four categories: artha, artharthi, um, jignasu, and jnani. Artha means one who is thinking about God to get rid of his problems. Artharthi means who wants to earn something, who wants to gain something. That is why he is thinking about God. Jignasu is one who is interested in understanding the nature of God. Jnani is one who already understands the nature of God and he is with God. And he has become one with Lord, whether he is dead or alive. Okay? And obviously, among all these four, the fourth category, the Jnani, is best because he is ever united with God, and God is not different from Jiva and Brahman are not two different things. So when we say that he is ever united with God, God is also ever united with him. Jiva equals Brahman, so Brahman equals Jiva. Now, the rest of the people, what happened is that depending upon their level of knowledge or lack of knowledge, they take this entire Bhagwan, Ishvara, and instead of seeing the whole and completeness of Ishvara, what they are seeing him as a, a being with limited capabilities. A being with limited capabilities as uh, this Bhagwan can only do so much. Okay? So this kind of attitude is there. Now, oh, by the way, uh, if I have particular problems, I should pray to Shani Bhagwan. So I pray to Shani Bhagwan, he's going to remove my sorrows. But he is not capable. He'll only ensure that he won't bother me much. That's all. Okay? If I want to get money though, I need to go to Lakshmi Devi and do the prayers to Lakshmi. So like that, what happened is that you compartmentalize or departmentalize the overarching power of Ishvara, overarching power of the Lord into some small buckets of capabilities. So that buckets of capabilities, Bhagwan calls it as Anya Devata. So what happened is that these, especially like when we are looking, right, when we are Artha or Artharthi, we are trying to reach out to this departmentalized functional capabilities of God, and we are reaching out to this Anya Devatas. Now, God is everything. Whether you reach out to Shani Bhagavan, whether you reach out to Lakshmi Devi, whether you reach out to Kubera, it doesn't matter, because he understands that no matter who you are reaching to him alone. However, you are reaching to a limited form because of your limited needs. He's only giving those limited results. Why? Again, because what Bhagwan is karma phaladatta, meaning he is the giver of results of your own actions. Because he is the karma phaladatta, he is the giver of results of our own actions. We ask for little things, he gives little things. If we ask bigger things, he will give bigger things. So the effort is same. Whether you're asking for a small thing which will satisfy your needs momentarily, or you can ask for the biggest thing, which is moksha. So now, actually in Adhyatma Ramayana, there's a shloka which says, I think this is a part of Sri Rama Gita in Adhyatma Ramayana, where Lord Rama was telling Lakshmana that in every happiness, there is an inbuilt sorrow. Sukhe madhya dukkham stitva, it says. And dukhe madhya stitam sukham stitva also it says. So that means that, and in every happiness there is a sorrow inbuilt, and in every sorrowness there is happiness inbuilt. How is that? If you're enjoying something, you know that enjoyment is not permanent. You know it is going to end. Let's say there's a birthday party. It's your birthday. Friends have come, and there's a big celebration. Your spouse has planned a big time celebration for your birthday. And there's a lot of music, food, everything is going on. At that time, you're enjoying, yes, but you also know that it is going to end. When it is 11 p.m., people start going going home. Okay? And then what? You have to clean up the house. You have to take care of the trash and all of that. So there's going to be work after that. Not only that, because it is a party, you got all delicious food. When there's a delicious food, it also delicious food itself usually means unhealthy food. And the more delicious food or the more unhealthy food that we consume, that means that there is going to be a problem. If we eat spicy food, there's going to be heartburn. If we eat oily food, fried food, there will be cholesterol issues. If you eat a lot of desserts, there could be sugar-related issues. So, in each of these problems, in each of these sukha, there is an inbuilt dukkha is there. Okay? Now, similarly, in every dukkha, there is inbuilt sukha. How? It is your personal experience. Nobody has to teach you. It is all our personal experience that time heals everything. So, if, let us say, there's someone lost a job and there's a sorrow. Oh God, like what am I going to do? I just lost my job. I have mortgage, I have to take care of this, I have health related medical bills are there going to be due, like I need to go to the doctor. All of these things are there. How am I going to manage this? Okay? But there's also a little bit of a confidence that this is temporary, whether within 1 month or 6 months, I'm going to find another job and I will get back onto track, because this has been my personal experience for myself in the past. And I observe and see what people all around me. So this is a temporary thing. So that kind of knowledge is also there. So in within sukha, there is a dukkha. Within dukkha, there is a sukha. So anything that we look for in this world, right? Any sukha, any gain that we are looking for in this world, it is temporary. It is going to go away, and there is an inbuilt dukkha that is going to come, or it also comes along with this sukha that needs to be managed. Now, on the other hand, if I put the same effort to gain moksha, then I have nothing to lose and it is permanent. So, this is what, this is the knowledge of a jnani, and he puts effort. For Bhagwan, though, hey, if you ask for small things, I'll give you small things. Hey, if you are asking the worldly thing, which is a sukha with an inbuilt dukkha, of course, God is going to give. Why is he giving that? So that there's a faith that starts developing in our hearts. When there is a faith that develops in our heart, what happens is that we, from being Artha or Arthi, we turn into our mind more and more into Jnasa, meaning interested to know about the nature of God. And that's how we become Jnani. Because no Jnani started off as Jnani. They were Arthas at one time. They were Artharthi at some time. So, and they were Jnyasu at some time. So if we are already, whether we are Artha or Artharthi or Jnyasu, that means that we are already on the path. It is just that we have to put more effort. Okay? So then, and the nature of these jnanis, what is the understanding of this jnanis is Vasudeva Sarvam Iti. Vasudeva alone is everything. Here again, Vasudeva, again, please remember, Vasudeva means Krishna, yes. But Vasudeva is not Krishna. Okay, not just Krishna as in the form that is there, but is a form or a capability in which everything can be there. So one that gives vasati is vasu. Vasu eva vasu. So that means space, for example, gives opportunity for all objects to be existing in it. But space itself is a creation of Maya, which is the power of Brahman. So Vasudeva is referring to the ability of existence in which all beings exist, in which all living or non-living, right? This entire universe exists, that is Vasudeva. Now that means what? In and through every object in this universe, Vasudeva is there. Okay, so Vasudeva is there. That means I am part of this universe. In and through me, there is Vasudeva. Okay. In Durdusha Viveka, there is a shloka says that Asti Bhati Priyam Nama Rupascha iti Panchakam Adyatrayam Brahma Rupam Jagat Rupam Tatotvayam. So this entire world, entire universe is made up of 5 components. Asti Bhati Priyam Nama Rupa. Asti Bhati Priya is referring to Satchit Ananda, that is existence, consciousness, and bliss. Then Nama Rupa. Rupa means not just a physical form, but Rupa means by which you can grasp something. Okay? So for example, even when I'm talking, it is a sound, but that sound is grasped by your ears and you made sense of it. So even that is rupa. The form of sound, the form, not physical form, but form of sound which makes sense to you is also rupa. The taste, etc. Right? Any jnanendriyas. Okay? Through any jnanendriyas, whatever I can actually experience something, that is rupa. And if any experience that we have, we label it. Okay? We label it by a name. So, for example, a food that gives you happiness, usually sugar. Okay? Now, even within sugar, is it everything sugar? No, 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 no. Jaggery sweetness is different. Sugar sweetness is different. Honey sweetness is different. And then what happened the when the experiences are slightly different, we label them differently. This is honey-based sweetness. This is sugar-based sweetness. This is aspartame-based sweetness, like that. And then again, like in sweets also, they all, like, I mean, like if you look at sweets, what do sweets generally contain? Ghee, sugar, flour. That's all. These are the three main components of any sweet, right? Flour, if not flour, it would be rice, or I mean, in which case it is not flour, but it is the same grain, okay? Rice or wheat, whatever, right? So these are the three primary ingredients in any sweet. I mean, like, obviously, like, I mean, if you look at some Bengali sweets, there's milk is also there, then there is other things also there. I understand, but these are three main ingredients. But when you look at the menu of desserts, you will have like hundreds and thousands of names. So to categorize how each of them are slightly different from each other. So Asti Bhati Priyam, that is Satchit Ananda, or existence, consciousness, and bliss. Rupa, form, Nama, a labeling to this Rupa, to this particular experience, understanding. So these are in and through everything in this universe, these five components are there. Okay? So that means if you look at ourselves, there is Asti Bhati Priyam in us, along with Nama and Rupa, name and a form. Okay? You look at a cup, you look at any animated, like non-living being, or whether you look at any living being, even when you look at an experience, in all of them, this Asti Bhati Priya, Nama, Rupa, all five of them. Of these, the second line says, Adyatrayam Brahmarupam Jagadrupam Tatodvayam. Adyatrayam, the first three are Brahman. Okay, Brahman means the nature of Lord, Vasudeva. The next one is Jagat Rupa, the form that belongs to Jagat, meaning what? Maya. Okay, so this Rupa and Nama, they are Maya, because these two are always changing, and the first three are always changeless. So now what this Jnani, who says Vasudeva Sarvamiti, is he has shifted his attention from this Nama Rupa and focusing on these three, Satchit Ananda. And he's saying that world is Satchit Ananda, nothing else. Anything and everything around me is Satchit Ananda. I am also Satchit Ananda. There's nothing other than Satchit Ananda. Why? Because this Nama and Rupa are always changing. Whereas one who is not a Jnani, their focus is what? We just look at anything in this world and we are only focused on Nama and Rupa. Here is J. Here is Hari. Okay? The Hari is this name, and Hari has this particular form. So like that, we have different types of, our focus is this, the Jnani's focus is this three, right? So now Bhagavan is saying, bring your attention to these first three. Okay, so that's where we are. And sorry, I took a little long today because we were out for a few weeks. So with that, we will start. shloka number 24. Before we start, are there any questions based on what you heard so far? I see that there are no questions. So I will break down the words. Avyaktam, Vyaktimapannam. So that one has two words. Vyaktim, Apannam. Manyante, Mamabuddhayaha. So this Mamabuddhayaha again has two words. Abuddhayaha. Okay. Because Mamabuddhayaha. Second line. Param, Bhavamajananto. That has two words. Bhavam and Ajanantaha. And Ajanantaha becomes Bhavamajanantaha. But when there is a Sandhi, Sandhi means when it combines with the next word, that becomes, that Visarga Ajanantaha becomes Ajananto. Okay, Param Bhavam Ajananto. Mamavyayam Anuttamam. So this Mamavyayam Anuttamam has got three words. Mam, Avyayam, Anuttamam. Actually, Anuttamam also can be broken into two further. An and Uttamam. Okay, so this is the breakdown. So one of you please unmute yourself and repeat after me. Avyaktam Vyaktimapannam.
Avyaktam Vyaktimapannam
Manyante Mamabuddhayaha.
Anyante Mama Buddhayaha
Param Bhavamajanantaha.
Param Bhavamajanantaha
Amavyayam
Amavyamanuttama.
Okay, so here, Bhagavan is saying that Abuddhayaha. Buddhayaha means one who has buddhi. Buddhi means intellect. Meaning someone who has knowledgeable is Buddhaya. But one who lacks knowledge is Abuddhaya. Now, with respect to this context, just because I have an engineering degree or a medical degree doesn't mean that I am Buddhaya. It is primarily with reference to the knowledge of the self. Okay. So these Abuddhaya, meaning these people, majority of us, okay, one who don't have intelligence or knowledge, okay, and so they could be, even if they could be Pandita, meaning they could be uh, well versed with scriptures, they could be knowers of Vedas also. However, what happened is that as long as our attention is on smaller things, meaning our attention is on the worldly things, we are Abuddhaya. Okay, and because we don't have the recognition of this Lord. So these Abuddhaya, now they think certain things. What is it that they think? We'll come to that. And here, what Bhagavan is saying is that they don't know about my true nature. What is the true nature of Bhagavan? Mama, Avyayam. So that's the last word, I mean, the fourth quarter of the shloka, right? Mama Avyayam Anuttamam, right? So that is Mama means Lords, right? Mama means mine. Because Bhagavan is talking, it is Lords. Avyayam. Avyayam. Vyayam means expense. Usually when we expense in our colloquial languages is said as avyayam. Meaning what? One that goes away. So avyayam means one that doesn't go away. Meaning one is free from destruction. Okay, that is Avyayam. That means anything that is free from destruction means deathless. Means what? Anything that is deathless means it should be birthless also. Okay. Anything that is beyond birth and death, that is the nature of Bhagwan. So Bhagwan was never born and he is never, he never dies. Now, and Anuttamam, meaning Uttamam means what? Best, highest. Okay. Anuttamam means there's nothing higher than me. Okay, meaning nothing higher than the Lord. Param Bhavam. Okay. And Param means highest. Why the Lord's nature is highest? Because the sentience, the entire world that you see, it is subject to birth, subject to destruction. The sentience, Chetana, meaning the Chaitanya Rupa, the Chaitanya aspect of Bhagavan is never born, never dies. Okay? Because of that, it is highest. And because of the Chaitanya alone, everything else is seen. So, everything else is seen because of the presence of the Chaitanya. Why am I able to see you all in this Zoom call? Because of my eyes. But just because of the presence of my eyes, can I see? No, the mind should be present. Is the presence of mind and eyes are enough? No, 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 no. The Chaitanya, the consciousness should be there, because of which I can actually experience your presence on this Zoom screen. So that is possible, and that nature, that Chaitanya is nothing but Chit. Okay, and that is the supreme most, because of which everything else is visible, everything is illumined. Okay, so this is why Bhagwan is supreme. And of course, there are so many qualities of Bhagwan. Like, I mean, he is supporter of everything. He is the illuminator of everything. We can list so many things, but that is the highest. God's nature is the highest. Ajanantaha. Okay, so Ajanantaha means being ignorant. The ones who Janantaha, meaning the people who know, is Janantaha. The one who doesn't know is Ajananta, ignorant. So the nature of God is Avyayam, Anuttamam, Param Bhavam. And ignorant people, what are thinking? Okay. Even though Bhagwan is Avyaktam, Avyaktam and Vyaktam are there. Where are these Avyaktam and Vyaktam? In the very first two words, Avyaktam Vyaktimapannam. Okay. So what happened is that the nature of Bhagwan is Avyaktam, meaning unmanifest. Vyaktam means manifest. So this Ajananta, the people who are ignorant, thinks that the nature of the Lord, which is Avyaktam, which is unmanifest, to be manifest and fixed to a particular form. That means there's nothing wrong in singing, look at the glory of Lord Krishna. There's a flute in Bhagwan Krishna's hand. There is a peacock in Bhagwan's head. And there's a Nama on Bhagwan's forehead. There's nothing wrong in thinking like that. However, when you say Krishna alone is the Lord, Rama is not Lord, Shiva is not Bhagwan. Okay, Krishna alone, when we have that kind of a thing, that is foolishness. Okay, why? Because one's nature is Avyaktam, means it is unmanifest, means it is in and through everything. Okay, why are we saying that God has no form? because every form is his only. Okay? Even the word his is incorrect because his implies sometimes male. No, Bhagavan is beyond male and female. Okay? So he doesn't need the presence or absence of certain genital organs to create something. No. Okay? It is beyond all that. So, but for our convenience sake, we are saying his. Okay, that's all. Okay. So Bhagavan is in and through everything because he is in and through everything, all forms of his. So which form can you say that is the form of Lord? So that is why we say God is in all forms and beyond all forms. Because I cannot, maybe there is a form that I cannot conceive. But if I could conceive a particular form is also Bhagavan. So anything that is not yet manifested is also Bhagavan. Whatever is manifested is also Bhagavan. But if I am limiting the nature of God to a particular form and saying that Lord Krishna, okay, so for example, like let us say Lord Krishna was born in 5500 BC, 5500 years ago, and he passed away 5400 years ago. When I say like that, that means year 5600 years ago from now, there was no God. Since 5400 years, for past 5400 years, there is no God. Why? Because Krishna existed only for those 100 or 100 plus years. Don't limit to that particular manifestation. Okay? Because we know, right, in Bhagavatam, it said that Bhagavan Krishna is born on a particular day and we celebrate it as Janmashtami or Krishnashtami. And then we also know Bhagavan has been shot with an arrow of a hunter which hit his big toe and because of which he passed away. So, does it mean that don't attribute Jivatva to Lord? Okay, so this is important aspect. Okay, so Lord is available all the time, here and now. But people do think that Lord is limited to a particular form. Okay? So Lord's true nature is Vyayam, imperishable, and is beyond everything. But Avyaktam Vyaktim Apannam. Vyaktim Apannam means that Apannatva means it is attributed. Meaning what? Even though Bhagavan is Avyakta, Bhagavan has a particular form and name, etc. That is attributed. That is Vyaktim Apannam. Manyante. Manyante means things. Who Abuddhayaha. About me. Mam. About me. Abuddhayaha. The one who are not intelligent, who are foolish, think like that. My true nature, as Bhagavan's true nature is Param. Okay. However, Bhavam Ajanantaha. Okay, but again, the one who don't know, okay, they think like I am limited to something. So this is the challenge that people have. So now see the difference between Jnani and Ajnani. Jnani is, what is Jnani saying? Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Everything in and out, in and around me, including me, is Vasudeva alone. And what is Ajnani thinking? Bhagwan is limited to a particular form. I am a Shaivite. I only believe in Shiva. Don't bring Vishnu into my prayer room. No, I'm a Vaishnavite. Okay? No Shiva in my puja room. So, like that. Right? So, don't have that. So, whatever is differentiation that we are talking within Hindu faith, that goes beyond Hindu faith, because when Bhagavan says, I am in and through everything, it doesn't mean that he is in and through only Hindus. He is in and through every Muslim, every Christian, every Jew, every atheist, every other religion, not just humans, but across all animals, across all living beings, across all non-living beings. In our scientific world, if there are other uh, planets, distant planets, if there is life there, Bhagwan is in and through that life also. Now, from a Hindu Puranic perspective, we have different levels of worlds, different levels of domains, right? 14 Chaturdasha Bhuvana, okay, 14 levels of existence are there, and that these 14 levels of existence is called as a Brahmanda with one Brahma. Brahma here is like one with four heads. Okay, he is ruling this Chaturdasha Bhuvanas, and there are Ananta Koti Brahmandas simultaneously, meaning Koti means 1 crore, meaning which is large. 1 crore is actually technically is 10 million. Okay. But it's a large number. And Ananta means infinite number of crores, meaning infinite number of millions and billions or gazillions of Brahmandas exist all over. What we know is one Brahmanda. Within that one Brahmanda, we know one plane of existence, that is Bhumi. So, I mean, like even sun, etc., are all part of Bhumi only. The entire galaxy and the universe that we know, the visible thing is that Bhumi only. Okay, so we only know this Bhuloka alone, but all these domains are, I mean, like all these levels of existence are there, and they're innumerable, and Bhagwan is in and through all of them. So that is Vasudeva Sarvam. So this is the absolute knowledge of Jnani. So wherever I am today, wherever my limited mind is there today, that has to move or expand from my limited understanding of the Lord to this unlimited understanding of Lord. Okay. Any questions or thoughts based on this before we go to the next shloka?
The thought is, and I keep thinking, like we say, like ultimate thing is to realize Brahman, right? That consciousness and all that, which is within ourselves, is how what we keep saying across. And then, but then I just wonder, like, there's always reference to someone called God. So I see like Sri Krishna, the way I'm understanding it, Sri Krishna or all the God avatars are nothing but good souls who probably advanced in their spiritual journey and then took that form to advance, other people in knowledge and all. So, I mean, I know people keep calling them God. So the question in my head is, are they really God, or are they just one form of, a soul? Because we keep saying like we're realizing ourselves, then again we keep referring to another identity. Like you go to temples, for example, right? You go to temple and you're worshiping a god, a deity. Um, so, so I'm just trying to understand, if we say the God is within ourselves, we are going to temple, and why are we treating another identity or another person? Maybe because they are good souls who pleased us, so worshiping them gives us that divine power or something that makes us feel good. I don't know. I'm just trying to understand that aspect a little bit.
So Avatara, when we say, Krishna is Avatara of Lord. Rama is Avatara of the Lord. So in our own Gita, in chapter 4, when Avatara was described, it clearly states that he's with his own Yoga Maya, with his own Maya, he projects himself. So that means an aspect of Brahman comes into life as if it is human, or as if it is Narasimha, as if it is Matsya, whatever that form is, right? But this particular form, it is said, is not made up of Panchamahabhutas. No. Okay. So, in fact, in Adhyatma Ramayana, etc., whenever Adhyatma Ramayana is written by, is part of um, Brahmanda Purana. It is Brahmanda Purana, I need to verify, but it is Brahmanda Purana, which is written by Veda Vyasa. So whenever, and here the story of Ramayana is narrated by Lord Shiva to Parvati in Adhyatma Ramayana. Actually, like if you look at Ramcharitmanas, it is mostly taken from Adhyatma Ramayana. Okay, so that's why it is very different from Valmiki Ramayana. Now, here, Veda Vyasa always refers to Rama as Maya Manushya Rupa. Okay. Maya Manushya Rupa means it appears to be a human form, but it is not human form. We don't know what it is. Okay. So that whenever it is referred to Rama. So Krishna is also like that, whether it is Rama or Krishna. So that means it is not like one soul or other soul like that, but it is the Brahman, some Sat aspect of Brahman coming from time to time as Sat aspect of Ishvara, not Brahman, Ishvara coming into taking a particular form to resolve some issues, okay, is Avatara. Now, as far as if everything is one, why are we using the word God and everything like that? Is simple. Okay. If now I understand, and you, I mean, like all three, all of us who are on this call, we all understand God is everywhere and we are no different from God. So our understanding is there at intellectual level. We have Advaitic understanding. Yes. However, do we have experiential understanding of this theoretical knowledge? If you do, if and when you do, the experiential understanding of this knowledge, then you are a jnani. For a jnani, there is no temple. Temple versus, what is the term? Shmashana, graveyard. There, I mean, like a temple we treat as auspicious and graveyard we treat as inauspicious, right? So it is all, this kind of duality is there. For them, such a duality is not there. So they are beyond duality. However, these Mahatmas, these Jnanis are our idols. As in, like, we need to follow them, right? They are the ideal people whom we should follow, hence they are our idols. So we need to follow them and we must emulate them. Now, a jnani understands Bhagwan is everywhere, so he doesn't pray to God. Because prayer to God or prayer to himself or anything is one and the same, because he is one with God already. He is one with his Brahmatva already. There is no more Jivatva. Now, if I see him and if I behave like him without experiencing that one, what happens? Because of the presence of Ahankara, I get a misunderstanding feeling that I am God. That means what? Everybody else should fall at my feet. Okay, this kind of a ahankara rise will happen. So, for our own benefit, for sake of our benefit, what these jnanis do is, even though they are realized, they pray to God, they go to tirthastalas, they teach everywhere. So, for example, take Kumbh Mela, right? Kumbh Mela, it is Triveni Sangam. It is said that if you take a dip in Kumbh Mela, right, in Triveni Sangam during Kumbh Mela, all your papas will go, right? Your sins will wash away. But how does that happen? Yes, the water may be pure, water might be great, but the reality is when you go to Kumbh Mela, all sadhus who are located in all like a solitude, who never appear in public, they all come there to take the dip. And because they are there, in their presence, you go sit with them and you learn about the Bhagwan's nature. You attend their satsangs, and because of that, your knowledge will grow, and that knowledge will remove your ignorance, and that is how you become free from your sins, free from your jivatva. That is why Mela means what? Mela means it's kind of like a gathering. Okay. And Kumbha Mela. Kumbha means what? What's Kumbha means? Pot,
What is
right?
it? Pot, yeah. Mhm.
So pot. Now, what happened in this? What is this pot Mela? Okay. A pot fair is basically what it means is that Bruhaspati. Bruhaspati means Jupiter. Okay? And Bruhaspati is the guru of gods, guru for gods, right? And when Bruhaspati enters Kumbha Rashi, okay, so we have so that is Kumbha Rashi in English is Aquarius.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so Bruhaspati, the Jupiter goes through like we have plan. I mean, like the houses, right? 12 houses in our zodiac, and he goes to each house he stays in each house for about a year. Okay, when Bruhaspati is in Kumbha Rashi. Bruhaspati is knowledge, right? Is in Kumbha. Kumbha is complete. Okay, it's full, complete, right? It's it is Purnatva. It represents Purnatva. It represents fullness. Okay, when that comes into fullness and Sun comes into Mesha, meaning Aries, that is when Kumbha Mela happens. That is the Kumbha time. Okay, so that is why it is that starts around like it happens every 12 years, and it happens. Okay, so that is Purna Kumbha or Kumbha Mela happens every 12 years. Now Artha Kumbha is the half that every 6 years. That is I don't know, it is more like I don't have much knowledge about like why they do that. But here what happens is that when all of this happens, that means what? Astrologically, the everything is in place to grasp that knowledge. Okay, so whatever knowledge is given during that time, you will grasp it immediately. And when you, at that time, you go to the Triveni Sangam, okay, take a dip. The Triveni Sangam, it is representing what? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, right? Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati. Saraswati represent, okay? So they represent these three gunas, and you take a dip, okay, to get rid of all these three gunas, and then you sit with the guru there, learn from the guru, and then you are likely to get moksha soon. So, in the same way, whether you look at all the temples or whatnot, okay, what happens in the temples, etc., is this is a place where everybody is gathering for a pure for the sake of pure knowledge. And there is a representation of this Brahman, there is a representation of this Ishvara in different forms that can connect you. with a visible form. And so you go and then you pray to the God so that, and again, this God is nothing but your own, the manifestation of your own internal in an external form. And then you are praying. And especially in South India, uh, in traditional temples in South India, what happens? You see God in Garbhaguri, we say, okay?
Mhm.
The inner sanctum of God is dark. Nowadays, like, they put all floodlights, etc. But in the past, they don't put floodlights, okay? And when Aarti is given, right,
Mhm.
that light is taken to different parts of the God and it is shown, okay? Now, in some traditions, in some traditional parts, when the priest takes that, he actually shows and say, here is Bhagwan's left hand, Bhagwan's right hand, head, chest, stomach, feet, like that.
Mhm.
Have you experienced that ever before?
In Kanchi, I think in Kanchi or somewhere I saw that. Yeah,
So what it is, it is a symbolic knowledge giving. In the light of knowledge, different aspects of God is shown to you, meaning different aspects of the knowledge is being given to us. That's what it means. So then, obviously, then what is expected? After doing that, you will sit. Traditionally, these pujaris were called as Panditaha also, right? Panditas also, right? Pandita means they have knowledge. And they would tell about, either in terms of Puranas or in terms of Vedanta, they would teach about the nature of God depending upon our level of understanding. Okay, so because for him, the responsibility is to help with the evolution, like the spiritual evolution of entire congregation who comes. Okay, and that's how they should raise. And that is the reason why you are expected to go to temples, even though you know that there is Advaita, there is oneness everywhere. Because here a teacher is teaching you and showing you, and because even though I have this knowledge, I still am struggling with duality. Okay. And that is why I go there to uplift myself to the higher reality. Okay. That is the purpose of why we should go to temple.
basically a path from duality to Advaita, kind of. So we help us realize our
Yeah.
spiritual journey. Okay.
Okay. So that is the purpose of going to temple, even though God is everywhere. Okay.
And Krishna and all these can be considered as a gurus who are kind of like pujari in temple, trying to uplift.
Yes. Okay. So for example, like Shivratri is coming, right? This Wednesday is the Shivratri. Do you have a couple more minutes?
Yeah, yeah, I'm good. Yeah,
Hari, is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
I have no rush.
Now, Shiva. Okay. What is Shiva? What is the nature of Shiva? Okay. Why three eyes? Okay. What is this left? The third eye means. Okay. When he opens the third eye, what happens? Fire comes. Okay. And when he, and when fire comes, how many people did it burn? Only one person, right? Who did the fire burn?
Mm. Yeah.
Manmatha. Okay. Lord Shiva, when he opened his third eye, Manmatha was burned. Manmatha. Now, Man and Matha. Matha means Mathana. Okay. Manmatha means one who churns your mind is Manmatha, meaning one who agitates your mind is Manmatha. Okay. And this Manmatha has got a bow and arrow. And you all know that His arrows are made up of
Flowers.
flowery arrows, right?
Yeah.
And you know how many arrows does he have? 5 arrows. And those 5 arrows are nothing but our pancha jnanendriyas, means the vishayas of pancha jnanendriyas, shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. So when that manmatha is actually hitting us to go beyond those, behind those vishayas of indriyas. Okay. Now this eye of the third eye is called as knowledge. Okay. When in the fire of knowledge, what happened? The cause of the agitation, which is desire, is burnt out. Okay. So that is what Shiva's third eye means. So if once you have this understanding, what happened? Now when you look at Shiva's picture, okay, either on a Shivalinga or a Shiva statue or a picture, and when your eye goes there, like when your vision goes there, now there is a Vedantic truth in there. I mean, like Vedantic aspect, you understand. He is the remover of the cause of my disturbances in me. The cause of disturbances in me is essentially desires, right? Raga, Dvesha. Dvesha is also a different type of desire to get rid of something that I don't like. It's Dvesha. Hatred is nothing but desire in a different form. So he is the remover of that. So that way I don't run behind the world, but I focus on Bhagwan. So but that, yeah, right. Now, Ganga, okay, is Ganga, like it's a big river. Okay. I mean, like on a, uh, I've been to, I went to Mahakumbh when I was in India, right? So that Triveni Sangam that I went to in Prayaga is not too deep. Okay. Actually, like it is actually like it is a small area and it is not too deep either. But you also read in news that one day there was a little bit of a stampede, and according to official reports, 30 people have died. Unofficial reports, nearly 100 people have died. According to rumors, 300 people have died. All right, whatever is the truth, we don't know. But even in that shallow thing, such a thing has happened. Now, if you actually look at Ganga with its full force, like in Kashi, etc., it is such a huge thing. But yet, there's a small, it's almost as like a sprinkler, okay, level of that water is coming from Bhagwan's head. Why? Of course, there's a story, right? That Bhagirath prayed to Lord Shiva that he wants to get Ganga to earth, and then Ganga was jumping and it jumped onto his head and he got angry and Shiva tied it up or something like that. Okay, before that. Okay. So when that happened, then when Bhagirath prayed, he let Ganga go in a small stream. Means what? Ganga represents the knowledge. That knowledge, if all of that knowledge comes at you in a fast pace, we cannot really consume. Like if you join in a new role or go to a new company and a lot of books are thrown at you to study, there's a term that is used, right? You're drinking with the fire hose. Okay, means it is unsustainable. Okay, and your manager or your colleague will come and say, they'll be sympathetic, come and say, okay, enough of reading, do a little bit of this. You can go back to that reading because you can't read that much at the same time, right? In the same way, the knowledge also has to be given in bits and pieces, not because we want to control that, okay, so that the student is able to grasp and absorb whatever is given. So that is why Lord Shiva, the Ganga coming out from Lord Shiva is such a small stream. So it is almost as if, the these water fountains that we have in offices, etc., enough to drink. Okay, that stream is enough for us to drink, right? So in the same way, it is like that. So like that, right? Once you start seeing and understanding about each of the form that is there, and every form is in the temple is bringing to this knowledge of reality, the knowledge of Vedanta that is being given, it helps you lift yourself up, stay in that knowledge, and then reach. Okay. Does that answer the question, Pawan?
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Any follow-up questions before we close?
No? So you went to Mahakumbh last week.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Is it still rush there?
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of rush. Yeah. So I went to Kumbh and also Varanasi. So
Nice, nice. Yeah, I heard like this thing doesn't happen for another 144 years. It's like 12 Mahakumbh Melas after that, right? Is this one? Yeah. Good.
we'll close.
Yeah.
पूर्णमतः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ